Hey everyone, it's Tiffany. I'm so excited. I'm trying to get comfy and get a blanket on because my husband has the air on. It's like 75 here in Marietta today, and my husband has the air on, and it's really frigid in this house. So I'm trying to get comfy and cozy because I'm wearing a sweatshirt, because that's how it is. So I just want to say hi. I want to pop in, but listen, we're talking about working out at home with the kids. It's something that I get asked a lot about, and I understand it because a long time ago, actually not that long ago, about 7 years ago, my kids were, I want to say they were 4 and 1, and they were home with me. Maddie had preschool, and so naturally, I'm going to bring this up just a little bit. Hope that the thing doesn't drop. Maddie was in preschool, but she only went a couple days a week, and then Shawnee was home with me all the time. And so when I began my journey, I had to figure out how to make my workouts work while they were always around me and wanting to hang out with mommy. Now, I know that you see me now working out on my own. It seems like I have a lot of free time, a lot of freedom. My kids are in school full time, so from 8:30 in the morning till 2:45 in the afternoon, they're gone. And so yes, I am now in a season where I have a lot more time to myself. And so in that time, I use it to take care of my home. I use it to work. I use it to work out. I use it to take care of other things, go on dates with my husband. So I'm in a very different season right now, whereas several years ago, I was just with a lot of you guys who was trying to figure out how to make this whole self-care a priority thing while also being present and being a good mama and wife to my husband and to my children. So I understand where you're at, and I understand it may feel frustrated, like if someone's telling you, just work out with the kids, just enjoy it, just do it, just be okay with it, just make it happen, no excuses. And the reality is, when you have little kids all around you, it is harder because it is a distraction. And not because they are the distraction, but because you want to be focused and you want to give your all to something, and somebody's constantly pulling at you. I understand that pull. Like, well, am I bad? Am I a bad mom if I tell them, okay, not right now, mommy needs to work out? Like, what kind of message are you sending? And so I understand that kind of inner dialogue we have in the very beginning, especially if our children are younger, because we want to spend as much time with them as possible. We want to be present with them. We don't want to neglect them. But I'm going to be honest with you and tell you that 30 minutes a day is not neglecting your children. I promise you. I don't know why I did that. Sorry, guys. I don't know where I went. Okay. So one of my little thingies popped up, and it made me go to a different app. Sorry about that. So I understand the dialogue that you may have with yourself and feel frustrated, like you can't do what I'm doing simply because your children are at home with you and you just feel defeated. And so I don't want you to feel defeated, but I do want you to figure out how to make it work for you that actually makes sense. And that may mean that you may not be able to work out for 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour every single day. That may not be your reality right now, but here's something that I often encourage people, and these are things that I did too in the beginning if I couldn't actually push play. When I first started, all I had was like one fitness DVD from Beachbody. I think it was Turbo Jam. And then I would go running, or I would log on to YouTube and do it. And then also, I also was working on my nutrition as well. So there was a lot of changes going on during that time. But it was hard. And so I had to make it work for me in the sense that I couldn't focus on being perfect in my routine, but that it would be a doable routine. And so a lot of times I would put Sean in the stroller and Maddie would walk with me, and we'd go to the park and we'd do an activity at the park and we'd work out that way. Or if it was just really not a good day to get outside for whatever reason, then I would work out at home and I would do 15, 20, 30 minutes. And the kids were there. I tried to make it work during nap times, but that wasn't always the case. My daughter stopped taking naps at 2. So when she was 4.5, and I started working out, naps weren't a thing. So she had quiet time, or if she didn't want to be in her bedroom, I would have her do something like draw pictures while I was working out, or she would sit and watch. Or we didn't have iPads then. I didn't have an iPad. We really didn't have a smartphone until years later. So it wasn't like she could play on the internet. So I'd have her play games or play with her toys even while I was working out, and she got to watch me do it. And sometimes she would join in. So I don't want you to feel like it's impossible, but I understand the dialogue. So here's my encouragement to you is, if you're feeling like you're watching me and it's making you angry or just like you can't do what I'm doing because I have more freedom, don't compare your reality right now with where I'm at. You have to understand that I've been doing this for 7 years now. I've been living this life for 7 years now. I've had to make several adjustments in my life and in my journey based on my children's ages, where we've lived. Many of you remember there was a time we lived on a ranch on the side of a mountain, and we lived in a trailer. So I had to make my work out that way. My kids have been homeschooled. So there have been different seasons in my journey, and I've had to make adjustments because of them. And so it doesn't look like what I'm able to do now, where seems to have all this freedom to work out. It didn't look like that 2 years ago. So just know that the years are very, very short. Your little ones, they're going to be little for a very, very short time. And so this is an opportunity where, yes, you can take care of your mama self and pour your cup and make sure that you have the energy and the stamina and the health necessary so that you can continue to be present with your little babies and even beyond as they get older and get more active. And trust me, you're going to get busier because they'll be involved in way more things than when they were little. When they're babies, it seems really hard. But now that my kids are older, life is pretty tough because we're going in several different directions. We're not home a lot of the times during the week because Maddie has swim, Sean has baseball, although baseball just ended. So we're constantly busy, and then we're a ministry family. So just know that because it may look like I have a lot of free time right now, but I'm telling you, my kids are older. There ain't that much free time. Okay, it's just we're trying to make it work, and that's the reality of it. You're always going to be trying to make it work. It's never going to look perfect. You're not going to do this perfectly. Self-care doesn't look perfectly. It's a lifelong process. Just as you would want your kids to take care of themselves and to learn how to put themselves to sleep when they're tired, that you shouldn't have to always do that. You're just kind of learning. It's a journey. And so while your kids are little, while they're wanting to be around you and you feel like you have no freedom, enjoy it as much as you can, but instill some boundaries too. And teach your kids, I love you, but mommy needs some quality time with herself, so that way she feels good, so that way she can take care of you guys as well. So it's okay to establish quiet time for your kids so you can get whatever it is that you need to get done. Maybe you need a bath. Maybe you need to soak in the tub with bubbles and candles and wine, or whatever it is, to practice some self-care. It doesn't always have to be physical exercise. Self-care can be many different things. Maybe you need to read a very encouraging, uplifting book. Maybe you need to spend time in your Bible. And it's hard to find the quiet time when your kids are little. My son woke up at 4 a.m. for a long time when he was a baby. So finding quiet time in the morning was nearly impossible because that kid was up so early. But if that's where you're at, where finding your time for self-care and self-nourishment, and you haven't been able to spend time in your Bible because your kids are always around you, set some boundaries with them. Tell them, mommy needs a quiet time. Let's have you have some quiet time, so that way you can get what it is that you need done. So I know that when you're watching other people and they seem like they're so far ahead and they have it all together and they're so motivated and so balanced, I promise you, we're not that balanced. We're not that motivated. We're just really consistent, and we've just been doing this a long time, so we know how it works for us, and we think that, and we believe that it can work for you too. It's just going to take some trial and error and being willing to try, even if it's 10, 15, 20 minutes. You can work out, you can read your Bible, you can spend some quality time alone, even with little ones around. But I'm telling you right now that the years are short. Enjoy it as much as you can. And if we could ever encourage you, if I could ever encourage you, feel free to comment below how you get free time, how you practice that, and how you help your kids have their own quiet times, their own times of solitude, because I think that's good for them as well. So thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope that's an encouragement to you. Don't feel frustrated. Don't feel defeated. It's okay to have kids crawling all over you. I know we'd much rather have peace when we're working out because we'll feel, I guess it makes us feel better, but I do kind of miss the little ones when they're with their small little voices wanting to hang out with mommy and lifting up my weights because they want to do what mommy's doing. So live in that a little bit and enjoy it. Even if I know it might feel frustrating sometimes, but just enjoy it as much as you can. Thanks so much for watching, guys.